I grew up in the church, was kind of just one of those things where I was always not forced to go, but just like I went because my mom and dad wanted me to type thing. As I got older, kind of into college age, and could make my own decisions about life, it was like, you know what, I don't think I believe any of that. And there's not one specific bad circumstance I had that made me come to those conclusions, but church and God and Jesus just didn't really make sense to me. Me and my wife, we moved out to Colorado about 2 years ago. I had a very powerful experience a couple months after we moved here, while we were up in the mountains, where it was just me and her camping. We had been, kind of staying up late, stargazing. We were away from the city, so it was just, beautiful, looking up at the sky all night long. And, did that for a while, and I go back and I lay in my tent, and I just feel something come over me. Just feel like someone's speaking to me or working in me. And I start kind of had this conversation in my head. And as I'm doing that, the wind is kind of responding to what I'm saying, and the stream that was by us is kind of responding to what I'm saying. And it was an out there experience for me. It's like, I don't really know what this is, but this is something. That experience just kind of burned in my heart for a while, but I never really did anything with it per se. I had some friends online that came here for a conference, actually came to the church. Me and my wife had already kind of made the decision that we wanted to come back to church. It started just going to peakcityco.com and having a church that had an easy to use website, something that looked modern and updated, and like there was effort and care that was put into it. It really says something. And I eventually made my way to YouTube, watched through a couple here and there, and then it turned into watching the full sermons, the worship, all of it. And it's kind of this mindset of like the try it before you buy it, right? It's like, all right, we want to see what this church is about. And sometimes going in first thing and trying to figure that out can be hard and difficult. So having this avenue to really see that. And then the other cool thing is, pretty much every single one, there's an invitation from whoever's speaking that day to come into the church and to get in here. And that was just something that felt welcoming, felt like, hey, we want you to be in here. We want you to come and be a part of this as you can. And then the first Sunday, we actually came into church here. So after we watched online for a little bit, I'm kind of coming in, and it's like, you know what? We made the decision to come back to church, but that's about it. Like, there's nothing else on my heart, in my heart, that I'm thinking or feeling or any of that. And I get to the end of that first service, and that same exact feeling and experience that I had when we were camping just kind of came over me, and I just was completely overwhelmed. It all came real to me like that. I mean, seriously, it didn't take more than a second to be like, okay, God, this is you. I hear you. I'm here. Coming in, and you feel the sense of community. You feel the energy in here, not just the people, but the spiritual energy. And you can feel it. You can feel it when you walk in. You can feel it when PD or whoever is preaching. You can feel it when we're worshiping. I walked into the auditorium that first week, even after listening online, still like, I don't know about God, to walking out of that auditorium the first Sunday and no, Jesus is real and he's here and he wants the best for me and I want to follow whatever he has to say.